Hello everyone, my name is Richie and welcome back to another video, and today we're talking about Euro Truck Simulator. Yes, I know it's a little bit different. Normally we're talking about railway related stuff on the channel, but there's been some big news that I'm very excited about, so we're going to jump into it today. So yesterday for me, Saturday the 14th of June, SCS announced that they're bringing coaches to Euro Truck Simulator. Project Coaches it's called, which looks really cool. I've played ETS for years now, about 10 years easily. So this is very exciting. It's kind of like a new step in the sort of gameplay aspect of the game. So what we're going to do today is we're going to jump into the little article they released and then also have a little look at the screenshots. And I'm going to give my reaction on it because there's a lot to talk about here. It looks very exciting. So that's pretty much what we're going to do today. So without any further ado, let's jump into the news article and give my reaction to Project Coaches coming to Euro Truck Simulator 2. Let's do it. So here we go. Here is the SCS blog and the news article about Project Coaches. So yeah, this is quite exciting. I am keeping an eye on this sort of blog thing every now and then to see what they are releasing to the game because, like I say, I absolutely love ETS. And of course, you know, American Truck Simulator as well. I do like American Truck Simulator, but ETS itself, I've played for years. Obviously, they announced Iceland as well as a DLC, which is very exciting. I've got some ideas to do with that when that comes out, so that's quite cool. I've been to Iceland, beautiful country, and I'm looking forward to seeing it in the game. But anyway, Project Coaches. When we released our teaser titled Next Stop ETS 2, which I saw was like a coach sticking from behind a truck, and I thought, a lot of people kind of cottoned onto the fact it was coaches. And yeah, the community instantly understood what it signalled. Like I say, you know, pretty much everyone was like, coaches? ? And today we're excited to confirm it. Project Coaches is now officially in development, making the start of a brand new driving experience within Euro Truck Simulator 2. That's quite exciting. I can't wait for that. So yeah, straight off the bat, this looks like it's going to be included within ETS, which is going to be quite interesting. Maybe they could go down the same route as like City Transport Simulator and have like a standalone, like, you know, with that one you got tram and buses. With this they could do like a standalone truck thing, which like they have done already, and then a standalone coach thing. That could be quite cool. But yeah, it's going to be interesting driving coaches in what's going to be a truck simulator, but I'm looking forward to it anyway. You know, up until this point there is loads of mods that are like buses and coach mods and all that sort of stuff, and they're quite fun, so now that it's an official thing, it's quite exciting. Obviously you've got the little key art there. We're going to have a little look through the screenshots just after I've gone through the article and kind of analyse them a little bit and see what they're all about. So, this new edition will offer players a whole new way to explore and work in the ETS2 world. Okay, so it's going to be, you know, it's going to kind of seamlessly work together, which is quite cool. I wonder if that'll work for multiplayer, so you can have like a multiplayer bus company. Now that's interesting. So instead of hauling cargo, you'll be stepping into the role of a coach driver. So yeah, pretty much, you know, kind of, you can jump into it, choose what you want to drive, and yeah, this could be a good bit of fun. I wonder, like I say with the multiplayer thing, whether there'll be people that will be driving trucks and also driving coaches at the same time. That could be quite cool. Whilst we're still in the early development process, many elements are still evolving behind the scenes, and here's a couple of screenshots as well. We'll have a little look through them in a minute. So let's go further down here. We've already begun laying out the foundation, from creating several coach models with characteristic handling to developing a network of bus terminals across the map. Ooh, okay. Yeah, because obviously there's loads of different bus stations and whatever else across the map, which obviously are just there as kind of like a scenery thing. So I'm guessing they're going to be reworked, hopefully. That'll be really cool because obviously, I'm going to bait myself out a little bit here, but obviously when you download the coach mods and whatever, sometimes the coach mods don't fully work, like the passenger models don't work. So I'll just sort of like role play going into them bus terminals and reversing out, so it'll actually count for something now. It'll also be a really interesting way to earn money. So will you be able to create like a standalone truck company and a standalone bus company? That would be really cool. So yeah, so they'll be developing the network of bus terminals, which many of you have noticed for a long time now. So obviously, have they always thought about doing this? Has this always been like an idea? We're even reworking some older coach station prefabs from the ground up to better fit this new gameplay. So yeah, like I say, there's already bus stops and bus stations and whatever existing, so they're going to rework them, which could be really cool. Got a couple more screenshots which we'll look through shortly and analyse a bit more. If you're interested in learning more about how this idea came to life and where it's headed, we highly recommend you watching our latest vidcast. I have just seen that be recommended to me, to be honest. I will give that a watch because I quite like dev stuff. It's very interesting. And don't worry, our work on truck, map expansions and the core ETS2 content isn't going anywhere. That's good. They're going to stick to their roots. So obviously, a lot of people naturally will be quite concerned, but yeah, it looks like they're obviously just building upon what, you know, Euro Truck Simulator is. A dedicated team is handling the project coaches, allowing our ongoing development plans for the game to continue at full speed. Oh, that's really cool. Okay, so it seems like the company as a whole's kind of expanded. So obviously there'll probably be people focusing on ATS, ETS2 sort of truck stuff, and now the coaches. So yeah, very, very cool. Got some in progress ones there. Got a Volvo, a double-decker Volvo. Oh, now you're talking. We're really looking forward to showing you more as this project takes shape. So I'm guessing this is still heavy in development in the sense that it's going to take maybe another year for it to come along, but you know, it's exciting. You know, the next year could be quite cool for this game. It's something we've wanted to explore for some time, and we hope it opens the door to new kinds of experiences within the ETS2 universe. So, like I say, they've obviously put these bus stations and whatever in there for hopefully one day doing that, which is quite cool. Got a couple more screenshots. Like I say, we'll go through them shortly. If the screenshots we've shared here have got your wheels turning, be sure to follow us wherever so you don't miss out on future updates. I'll certainly be keeping an eye because this is very exciting. So thank you for riding along. We'll have more news to share at the next stop, and you can also wishlist it on Steam, which I'll be doing straight after this because I'm very excited for this. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So it's a very brief news article, but it's still in a sense quite informative and very exciting. I'm looking forward to it. So what we'll do is we'll jump into the screenshots. So as you can see here, we've got all sorts of different screenshots. So let's jump into some of the screenshots and analyse these in a bit more detail. Obviously there's no trailer or anything for this just yet, but once there is a trailer, I'm going to be straight on it, I tell you. So first thing to mention, obviously you've got a hat. I need to get me one of them, they look quite cool. You can see we've got a coach here, we've got some keys and whatever. What's intriguing me is this passport thing. So obviously, because we're going to be doing coach duties across multiple countries, are we going to need to check passports? That could be quite cool. Obviously, we've already got an element of that in when you go towards, I think it's like Eastern Europe, you have like passport control checks and whatever else. Kind of similar to like, do you know when you go for the tolls in like France and whatever? So there's already that sort of built into the game, so maybe like an evolution of that. And of course, you've got some money down here too, so can you actually mess around with the money? Like, do you know in like, for example, Bus Sim 21, where you can control the money, so if anyone wants to get a last minute ticket, is it going to be similar to like Fernbus where you can go and check people's tickets? That could be quite interesting. That's one thing I've not really thought about up until now, but it's kind of like similar to Fernbus in a sense, because Fernbus is like a, you know, scaled down European map, so maybe some ideas for comparisons in the future. I like it. You'll have to let me know in the comments whether you want to see some more like ETS and ATS and Fernbus content, because I really like them games, but obviously I've not really delved into them too much because the main focus is like rail sims and railways and whatever else, but you know, all sorts of transport I like, so, you know, hopefully, if you want to see that, I can do more of it. Anyway, on to the next screenshot. So this is a Scania bus. I couldn't tell you what buses these are, not a clue. I'm terrible with buses, so let me know what sort of, like, name of Scania this is. I just know it's a Scania because it says it right there. Obviously, you can see all the people. I wonder if, like I say, again, very similar to Fernbus, whether you can control the doors and stuff. That'd be really cool. Got another screenshot here. So, yeah, this looks very, you know, kind of basic. I wonder if there'll be certain liveries for it. That'll be quite cool. Here's an interior shot. So, I mean, hopefully all these different buttons and dials and whatever are operational. I think, obviously, you can sign up some keybinds to it in the truck, so hopefully it's a similar sort of thing. Another thing that's quite interesting from this screenshot is the Scania dealership. So obviously we go to dealerships to buy our trucks, so will we seamlessly be able to buy coaches? Can we buy, like, at the minute you can buy like older trucks that are cheaper, a bit more worn down? Can you do the same with coaches? Do they perform differently? If it's an older bus, will it have some door failures? All that sort of stuff could be quite cool. Here's another screenshot from what is probably the same Scania dealership. As you can see, you've got some passengers there. I wonder if you can get up and roam around the coaches. That could be quite cool. Here's the back end of it, again, the Scania dealership. So I would guess you go to these different sort of dealerships to pick these up. Here's an overhead shot of the coach. Looks very nice indeed. I wonder if you can do like a convoy of coaches. That'll be really cool. Here's another one. Ooh, petrol stations. That's one I forgot about. So can you fuel up your coach and whatever else? Because that's something that you can't do in Fernbus and other bus simulators. So as you can with like the trucks, can you go and fuel up your coaches and whatever else? Here's a couple of the bus stops in action. As you can see, they've done a couple of updates to the bus stop, and you got some passengers waiting there, which looks very interesting. It looks like the geezer's not getting out the coach, so maybe they just kind of just get on and, you know, it's all good. Here's another screenshot. So 19th of June. Well, there you go. You can see there's timetables there. So I don't know. You can't get out your truck, can you, in ETS? Only in the depots. So I wonder if you're able to get out and have a look at the timetable and make sure you're on time, and I wonder if there is stuff to do with that. It'd be quite interesting from a gameplay point of view. This is quite an interesting shot, this one. You've got a dog waiting to get on the coach. You've also got this geezer that sat on the escalator. That's a bit of a safety hazard if you ask me. Here's another screenshot of a reworked bus stop. Obviously, you can just pull in and do whatever you want to do. You've got a truck over there, so obviously that'll be one you can drive. So that'll be quite cool. Ah, here's a bus terminal, which looks like to be a bus terminal anyway, which is quite cool. I don't know what that says, but I think that's Switzerland. So is that a train station? So can you like connect up to train stations? That'll be cool. Ah, here you go. Now you're talking. Some bus terminals. That looks like it's got a plane on it. That's like a certain livery. So will you have different liveries you can use on this? Can you do airport runs? That'd be really cool. Here's a screenshot taken in Germany. As you can see, it's a Dortmund and Kassel and whatever else. Got all your trucks. It looks really, really cool. It does. There's a little blender image of the coach. Looks very nice. Got a couple of more things there, as you can see. Oh, that's interesting. There's stairs in this one. Yeah, as you can see, you can go upstairs. This is quite interesting. This looks like a double-decker one. Okay, is there going to be double-decker coaches as well? Ah, here you're talking a Volvo. I could like this one, you know. This one could be a lot of fun. Yeah, there you can see. I wonder if like there'll be customizable options similar to like with the trucks where you can put like, you know, certain lights on them, air horns, all that sort of stuff. I hope that does come across to the coaches as well. Look at that. It looks absolutely stunning. There you go. I wonder if the PIS and stuff will work as well. That should be cool. That looks like a good coach. That looks like a really cool coach. I'm a fan of that. That's the one I want to get. Here's the internals of the Scania. As you can see, it's in the depot. That's quite cool. Yeah, this looks absolutely stunning. As you can see, this is inside your little depot where you do your modifications. Looks very nice. Here you go. This is interesting. They've got the internals, so can you walk through? That would be really cool. This is an interesting shot because that's not a Volvo or a Scania logo. So what sort of what's it called? What sort of coach is this? Ah, here you go. It's an MAN. Oh, okay. This could be quite interesting. What intrigues me the most is the green livery on it. Is that a potential hint at some Flixbus licensing? Because that could be very interesting. Got another MAN screenshot there, so that looks like it's going to be the rear of that green one we've just seen. So obviously you can mess around with the colours and stuff, which is quite cool. There's another Scania, happy days. That's all the internals. It looks good. It looks really good. There you go, internals of another coach there. So I wonder if they go into this much detail for the internals, whether you can run around. That'd be really cool. It looks really nice, and that's pretty much all the screenshots. So there we go. That's all the screenshots, and they look really, really cool. I'm very excited for this. And there we go. That is pretty much everything to talk about for Project Coaches coming soon to Euro Truck Simulator 2. I'm very excited for this. Who knows, if this works and a lot of people like it, they might bring it to American Truck, which could be really cool. Imagine going across America in different coaches and whatever. I'd be a big fan of it. I'll be the first to admit that I've downloaded loads of different bus mods and whatever else, and you know, I've always tried to use the bus stops and the bus stations as like a gameplay sort of roleplay thing, so the fact that you can do it officially now is very cool. But anyway, that is pretty much everything to talk about for this video. So let me know in the comments what you think about Project Coaches. Are you excited for it? Let me know. I'm very much excited for it. I think it's going to be very cool. Obviously, you know, the game's built off being a truck simulator, but you know, with the way the trucks work in the game, they are incredible. So I can imagine they'll put the same amount of love and time into the Project Coaches. It'll be cool. And of course, let me know whether you want to see some more ETS, ATS, that sort of content on the channel. I know a lot of you like the railway stuff, but a lot of you also like the Euro Truck stuff as well. So let me know in the comments what you want to see. Anyway, now that we've talked a little bit about Project Coaches, I'm going to leave that video there. So thank you all for watching this video. I've been Richie, and I'll hopefully see you all next time. Bye bye.